I'm so excited to share my Grunt If You Understand vocabulary terminology series. Remember, these ideas are going to be comical, they're going to be playful, often absurd, and definitely fun, which is what makes them so memorable. Before we get started, a quick reminder that the Grunt If You Understand method of ballet training goes well beyond the vocabulary and terminology of dance. It's going to help dancers understand all of the mechanics of ballet technique, from the smallest details to the big picture. So you can find out more about that full program at gruntifyouunderstand.com. So let's get right into the Grunt If You Understand vocabulary terminology series.
What does cutting bread have to do with ballet?
So what does cutting bread have to do with ballet? This is another of our vocabulary terminology series episodes of Grunt If You Understand, where we are going to learn the meaning of coupe. So many students think that coupe is a noun, is a position, but coupe is actually a verb. Coupe is an action, and coupe means to cut. So when you are using that coupe, it is often moving into another position where it is going to cut. For example, you may cut to a ballet. So you are executing a coupe ballet, a cut to that ballon. Or you might be executing a chassé coupe assemblé en avant. So you will chassé, you will chase, but then this coupe comes in, and it's not the position, it's the action of cutting down into the floor as you assemble. So coupe means to cut. You want to ask your dancers to visualize that that coupe foot is a knife and you are slicing bread. So you're going to slice down through the floor, down through that loaf of bread to execute your coupe. So again, if you were doing a coupe ballet, you will slice down. You will slice down through that bread to execute that ballet, cut to the ballet. Or again, if you were doing a chassé coupe assemblé, let's say, you're going to chase, but then you're going to take this coupe and it's going to cut down through this loaf of bread that perhaps you were standing on, and you are going to cut to the assemblé, cut to assemble. So coupe means to cut. Teach your students that it is a verb, it is an action, that you are cutting through the floor. Even your more advanced students, many of them don't quite understand this. Perhaps they don't know the translation. Perhaps they just haven't even really thought about it because they just always see it as a picture of coupe. But if they can think of the action that coupe actually is, it's going to help with executing a lot of their vocabulary and their movement. One of my favorites is to really point out that coupe means to cut or slice that bread when you're executing a chassé coupe jeté across the floor, because they think of it more like a soutenu into that jeté. But we need to execute it with the chassé and then this coupe coming and cutting through the floor before you execute that jeté. So you chase, cut to jeté. So make sure they understand that that coupe is cutting down through that bread before they execute the throw, the jeté. So what does slicing bread have to do with ballet? Well, here in our terminology lesson, it's going to mean that we are cutting through the bread with our coupe. Coupe means to cut. So slice us all a nice piece of bread. I'll have some butter, please. Coupe, to cut. Cut the bread.
Grunt if you understand. Thank you for joining me for Grunt If You Understand's vocabulary and terminology series. I hope you'll check back as the library of visualizations expands.